Hi. So, this week is Mental Illness Awareness Week. And so today I'm going to talk about the worst thing I've ever done for my mental illnesses. Um, because I think it's important to talk about the stuff that's not so great. So hopefully other people can learn from it or at least feel like they're not alone. And that is my hope. Uh, that is my hope for this. So we're just moving right along because I'm anxious. We're moving right along. So the worst thing I've ever done for my mental illness is that I kept waiting for someone to save me. And I've been thinking a lot about like why, because we know, like, and people say it all the time, like, save yourself, like, don't wait for someone to save you. And it's just like, yeah, I do believe that, but I obviously know, like, that crap is real hard because I didn't do it for the longest time. And so I've been thinking about it a lot and like why it was so hard for at least me. And I came up with that I think I felt the need to be saved for a very long time. And I think I felt that need since I was a child, where I was in situations where adults should have taken care of me and they didn't. Um, I know that's vague, but I'm staying with vague. But, like as a child, I needed to be rescued. And it didn't happen. And I don't even know if I needed like a full rescue, but I know part of it is um, it would have been wonderful, like ridiculously wonderful and helpful if someone had told me as a child that all the stuff that was going around me, happening around me, was not my fault. Especially because I was directly being told that everything was my fault. So, like there's that. Okay, spoilers. Good Will Hunting spoilers. So, like the climactic scene where, like, oh my God, Robin Williams' character tells Will, like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And he keeps saying it, and then Will starts crying, and it's supposed to be this breakthrough and stuff. Like, that moment is strong because I feel like it's super relatable. I feel like there's a bunch of us who are just like, yeah, that's what I needed too. And in the movie, like he goes on and he makes this big thing and then it seems like life is all happy and stuff. Um, and I got a moment like that from my therapist, like she was the first person who was like, all that stuff that happened, it wasn't your fault. Um, and for me, that was like really, really hard to accept. It was like freeing and something that like the insides of me were like super fighting at the same time. Because when you live for so long thinking that, you know, your trauma or all this bad stuff happened was your fault, like it stays with you. Like it almost feels right. And so going back to being rescued, um, because all this stuff happened to me, I, yeah, I think I've just been waiting for someone to rescue me since I was little. And obviously, at some point, I realized I couldn't wait for someone, and that came like way later with therapy and everything. Um, and I did it. Like, I'm doing it. I'm rescuing myself. But I went, I understand why people don't want to. Like, I get it. Like, it's really, really hard. Um, it somewhat feels, or I feel like for me, choosing to rescue myself in the beginning felt invalidating because it felt like I was saying, "Oh yeah, this stuff like it was my fault. Like it really was my fault." Um because if something's your fault, like you have to clean it up. It's your mess. But unfortunately, that's not really how life works. The things that happened to me were not my fault, but it is my responsibility to fix it. And that super sucks and it's super unfair. And, like fixing your own life and changing things around is like super hard. It can be seemingly impossible. It's really not, but it's it just feels so unfair. It feels so unfair. But it's just what it is. And for me, because I fought against that for so long, it brought me to crappy places. Like, it got me into an emotionally abusive relationship for multiple years. Um, it, yeah, like, I was just so. I wanted someone so badly to take care of me, and I was so afraid that no one would love me because I was too sad. And I believed that so much, and I thought I was so broken. And so the first person, like, who showed interest, like, I just freaking jumped on it. And I was just like, this person's gonna make everything better. Having a significant other or whatever is just gonna make everything better. Like, this is it. Like, I'm gonna find the love of my life, and it'll be fine. And then it really wasn't fine at all. It was worse. It got way, 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 way worse. Um, and I think there was a part of me that knew that, like, the emotionally abusive relationship I was in was bad, but I don't know. I had some sort of hope. I really just didn't want to be the person to take care of myself. I really wanted someone else to do it because because I know I was just so tired of fucking surviving, basically. Because it's hard. Surviving is so hard. And living is really hard. And, like, I fight for myself now, and you know, I've been saving myself for a while now. And yeah, I'm proud of myself for that. But again, like, even that can be so freaking tiring, you know, because it's like you can't take a break from it. Like, everyone's like, you need rest, you need to be kind to yourself, and all that. And that is so freaking true. But the thing is, for me, I can't stop the part of me that constantly has to talk myself up because there's so much of me in here that's talking myself down. So if I stop, that means all those negative thoughts and stuff, like, they win. There's gonna win. And so it's just like a constant cognitive distorted battle. um because the things, like, I'm trying to change, and the good things that I'm trying to think about myself, um they're not natural. They're just not natural. And I don't think it's always going to be this hard. But right now it is just super hard, and I don't know. I hope that doesn't sound like, make it seem that, like, working on yourself and stuff, like, isn't worth it, because it's definitely worth it. Like, I will say, oh my god, I'm like a million times happier than I was um from way back then in that relationship I really shouldn't have been in. Um and, like, I've found so much joy, and I've found, like, amazing people. But, like, holy crap, like, it's tiring. Like, understanding everything that has happened to you, like, knowing that things are messed up, like, that's super hard. Like, accepting it, acknowledging it is super hard. And then going from there is just its own other freaking beast, you know. But this beast, you know, this beast of me having this constant battle in my head, um, I still think it's way better than it when it was just me yelling at myself in my head, calling myself a piece of shit. Um, you know, I think that's a worse kind of tired. Um, Mostly because it's just like that way, it was just like utter helplessness, right? Like, no one was fighting for me. It was just me fighting against me in my head. And so, even though this is hard and this is super tiring, and again, like I get it. Like I get why it's so hard to rescue yourself. Like I super get it. I still think it's better. Um, and I think for me, like what gives me comfort is that I can say that I literally tried my best. Like, you know, if something happens, like I can at least say that like I freaking tried. So I tried really hard. I tried for myself. I didn't go out like waiting for someone to rescue me and it never happened. So like I died like disappointed or anything, or I died feeling weak, which I'm not trying to say, you know, like, you know, if you're in that place and you're still waiting for someone to rescue you, like I don't think you're weak. Um it makes sense to me. I get it. Um but I mean, that's what I say to myself so that I keep fighting. And I think this is getting a little rambly, but it's fine because it's my vlog. Um, like, the last thing I'm going to say is that I think that I had this notion that if I was going to be my own hero, then I needed to be perfect about it. Um, you know, like I don't know, like I needed to be that Instagram yoga picture of peace or something, and um, that rescuing myself meant that I was that my progress was always going to be this, and I was just going to be a better, stronger person right away. Because that's like, you know, like the only way to save yourself. You just have to be perfect, which is another freaking trap. You know, I was trying to freaking turn myself into my own white knight. But that's not how rescuing yourself goes. Like, it doesn't have to look a certain way. Like, honestly, to survive and pull yourself up, sometimes your motivations might seem super selfish, or they might even seem like petty. Like, maybe you want to get better because you want to prove some crappy people wrong, you know? And that might not seem like the best or the most zen or whatever, but, you know, until you can move your reasoning to loving yourself, as long as you're not actually hurting other people, like the way that you pick yourself up and save yourself and rescue yourself is like whatever, like it's fine, like do what you need to do. And I hope that makes sense. It's a really I'm finding it really hard to talk about all this because there's so much, obviously there's so much emotion around it, um, but also like also, yeah, I'm just anxious. There's a lot, like you all know, um, but yeah, like don't wait, you know, like don't wait for other people. Like, it's so easy when you have a mental illness to just feel like you're never enough and that you need you need someone else to do this for you because you're not strong enough. But that's not true. And you have to be able to also, like, oh my God, I can't just think of a word besides disseminate, which isn't the correct word, whatever. Like, disseminate the difference between, like, knowing that you know, like, you can rescue you, right? Like, there is that. You can rescue you. But that doesn't mean that you can't ask for help. You know, like, whether it means professional help, whether that means friends, whether that means medication, whether that means, like, you're going to start freaking working out like a butt ton, like, whatever that means, like, you know, like, you can ask for help and do other things. And that doesn't make you weak. It's different. It's different. Rescuing yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. Because really, you have to do the work anyways. You know, you can't just be like, oh, therapist, rescue me, like, fix my life. Like, that's not how it works. You know, they might advise you what to do, but you have to choose to do what they advise you to do every single day. And that's hard. Follow through is hard. So, follow through is difficult. There you go. Sorry, I just took a look at my captioner and I was like, wrong. Yeah. So that's probably, like, the worst thing that I kept doing. I did a lot of not great things. I've definitely made my mental illness worse for myself many a time. But I really think, like, that's the thing where it was really bad. It was really, really bad. It came from, you know, a deep, long-term seated need. But, like, you have to move past it. Like, you do have to take responsibility. You have to take responsibility. You can't wait for someone to come get you because someone might never come, or the wrong person comes along. And yeah, that's sad and it sucks that you have to do that. But, and I know it doesn't seem like it because I mean, I'm like this right now, but, like, it can come with so much joy. Like, it really, really, really can. It really can. Right now, there's, like, a lack of ability to express enthusiasm and emotion right now. Because I'm feeling a little numb. But really, like, life can get so much better. And I've never thought that I would be able to be this, like, not just happy, but capable of living a good life with people who actually support me and love me for who I am. And I want that for you. I want that for everyone. And so if you're struggling, like, please get help and help yourself. You can do things to help make your life better. And I'm never going to promise anyone, like, it will get better because I just can't. Like, I can't. I don't like saying that. But, like, there are definitely things that you can do. There are people out there who can help you. There are things you probably have not tried yet to help you. Because there's, like, a million things you can do. You know, like, literally from moving into a log cabin in nature for a while to, like, yoga every day to, like, picking up roller derby. Like, who knows? Like, maybe that's your happiness. Point being, just, like, don't give up and keep fighting for yourself. And we're going to end there before it gets any more ranty. But thank you for listening. Again, if you're struggling, like, I'm with you. I'm so there with you. But things can get better for us. And we just have to keep lifting each other up and believing. As corny as that sounds. But it's something we have to do. Okay. That's it. Take care of yourselves. Be kind. Bye.